Hello, Scorpio. It's Kat's Real Life Mystic Tarot, and this is your December reading. I hope you guys are doing well. Um, it seems like you are from my meditation and from the card I pulled. My meditation was took a while to come, actually, but it was of two fish. And let me turn this down one notch because it always seems to pick up volume when I get started. There we go. Um, Two fish in a stream, and it's a sparkling stream. Lots of sunlight, summer day-ish feeling, and you are one of the fish I have in there, and the two fish are kind of swimming, intertwining like this, playing in the stream, going upstream. So, of course, I went to thinking with salmon, or what are we looking at here? And it's possible, but then I was thinking, well, if it's salmon, are you going to start leaping out of the water somewhere upstream and get into trouble with the bear or something like that? And it's like, no, you guys are not leaping out of the water. You're just enjoying life, enjoying the day, kind of just feeling good, vigorous. It's a very good friendship. It's like a kind of serendipitous friendship where you guys are just on the same wavelength and going together as if you can read each other's mind. You're like, one step ahead of each other. So it was really fun energy. So I think what that, of course, there's always being two fish. There could be a reference to a Pisces. That's the obvious astrological, cue there. But I feel like it was telling me about a friendship that you have or have developed recently, that it's really healthy and really good for the both of you. And just, you're invigorating each other. So there's something like that. Or, for some of you, it might be just befriending yourself and being able to play and feeling a little bit more whole and feeling really vigorous and powerful. And going along with that, the card that I pulled was the Magician. So for December, Scorpio, this is your energy, Magician. And he's the Magician basically can manifest anything that he wants to. He has all the tools available to him. So it's really important right now that you keep your thoughts on what you want for the future and not what's not working and that perhaps happened in the past. But keep your thoughts really focused on what you want to manifest in the future, because you're manifesting right now in December. All the tools are there. He has the Genius, the Infinity here. He's got the Sword, the Pentacle, the Cup, the Wand, and everything is coming together. So really auspicious card, a really good card for December. Really bringing it together, and very magical. He has, magical powers in a way. It'll seem like it, like magical powers. So, moving on to your spread. If you haven't seen me before, basically I do a horoscope spread, and I follow the major arcana just to see what the major energies are for you, Scorpio, in December. It's good for particularly your sun sign and rising sign. Really good for your rising sign. If it's Scorpio, this should be a good reading for you. Not always, but it should be. Or your moon sign, it's possible, your moon sign. So basically, I'm going to tell you about where the major energies are. We're going to kind of clarify that. And then possibly, maybe I'll do an oracle reading or a meditation at the end, something, we'll see. I think I'm going to start with a good tarot for you guys for the first card, for the first round. Jumper was the Hierophant. So one of the cards that fell out was the Hierophant. That is about tradition. That can be about marriage, and that goes along with your meditation in the beginning, basically two soulmates, coming together and being very good for each other and manifesting anything. So some of you might be becoming engaged, or your marriage is on a real good run right now, or maybe you've met the person. So this is a real possibility for you, Scorpio, that card jumped out. It is a card of tradition, and it can be a little bit of a dogmatic card. So really following tradition and proper behavior has something to do with that card. Yeah, I guess that pretty much sums that up. Okay, so okay. So two major arcana came up right away in the house that that is kind of unknown to you, the house of mystery. We have the high priestess. And what I'm getting from this is you have downloads that want to come through. Make a space so that those can come through. You're going to get some information. Some information wants to come to you. You just have to slow down a little bit and take the time to get quiet in yourself, because it wants to come through. This is the high priestess in reverse. A lot of psychic energy there. So this is something you're not really aware of right now that's happening. In your second house of values or money, you might be just waiting for some cash, some money to come in. And it's just a matter of time. Be patient. This is in the upright. So basically, it's just slowing you down. So there's something about slowing down a little bit. It can be a little about your talents, your abilities, something like that. If you're marketing your talents or abilities, it also is telling of a slowdown, but is no reference to the quality of your abilities. Your abilities are most likely quite impressive, and it's no reflection on that if it's taking a long time to get things started, is what that's saying. Basically everything else. Oh, we do have a tower in the 6th house. So for some of you, maybe you had a shakeup at work, the work that you do on a daily basis. You might have just said that enough's enough and left, or changed a job. It very clearly could be changing the job. In your 10th house, you have the 10 of fire, which shows dropping a burden, finally dropping a burden. So you may have given notice, or you may have walked out. Being that it's very sudden, it could be a walkout, definitely, or something changed in the environment there, but it feels like you dropped a burden, and it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. Moving right along, right? So I'm going to use the THELEMA tarot. Oh, and I have another jumper. Oh gosh, it wants to talk about your tower a little bit more. And very interesting, the Ace of Wands. So we just had the tower and the 10 of Wands here, and I thought, oh my gosh, is that 10 of Wands coming out? That would scare me a little bit. But we have the tower and the Ace of Wands. So it's saying, again, new start. You're having a new start. So I think we're on the right track when we're saying that you left and you're starting something new. Again, it's a bigger deal than what I was portraying in a minute ago. And this new start is really inspired. So it's a big deal to you guys. It looks like it's going to be great, especially with the magician energy as being your top energy. You guys are on a roll, and it could possibly be in a partnership because of the earlier meditation. I mean, you're playing off somebody. Yeah, but very interesting. So that just jumped out. Okay, so I'm just going to put it back in. And let's go ahead. I don't want to run late and have a part 2. Nobody watches part 2 when I do a part 2. So let's go. I have to not waste time. Wow. Okay. Woohoo! A lot of the same cards came, which is interesting. We were talking about a possible marriage for some of you. I have the 4 of fire in the 1st house. That's how you're coming across. That's you. So it could be a celebration. It's definitely a celebration. And Three of Wands in reverse, you haven't started preparing, or you don't feel prepared for this, the actual, festivities itself, if that's the case. You're wondering if you're prepared for this. So yeah, but this is showing definitely a celebratory event, coming together, a family, that type of thing. Three of Wands, a lot of preparations still need to come about. And why I picked this up is because in your fourth house of home, I have Four Wands again, and Six of Cups in reverse. So, maybe in your private time, you're going over the past and going over past relationships and wondering, maybe having some, just wondering about making this important decision for some of you that are going forward with a marriage or commitment, something like that. So yeah, just thoughts in your head. It's still, these are beautiful cards, reversed or whatever. They're fine. So you're just kind of in this nostalgic, kind of in this momentum, this momentous moment of life. Yeah, so interesting, but the celebration came up in both your first and your fourth house. So there's something very strong going on there. And since we did have the Ten of Wands, we were talking about like dropping something. In your fifth house, competition and Ten of Wands. So you're also dropping something. I think for some of you, making this commitment, you're kind of pulling yourself out of competition, out of the field. I mean, you're dropping kind of the burden of all of that business that takes in your fifth house of dating. You're kind of taking yourself out of that, and it's pretty much a relief that that's happening. Let me look quickly at your seventh house of commitment. Okay, and so in this one, we have the Three of Air in reverse. So the Three of Swords in reverse and Eight of Pentacles. So you're letting go. Like, I get a strong feeling that you've let go of the past hurts and that type of thing. Maybe there was somebody that you thought the two of you were going to go the distance and you didn't. And now you're finding yourself in something new, and you're starting to build on it, and you're seeing that that relationship wasn't one that could have gone the distance, and now you're starting to build like a relationship that's for real this time. Like, this relationship, it's more rooted in more rooted and grounded in reality than previously. The other one feels like a flight of fancy in some way, and this one has been like a crafting of communication, of the reality of being in a relationship, and it's really beautiful for you. Let me get one more card for this. Since we were talking about possible commitment, can you tell me anything? Let me just grab that one. Beauty. Okay, that was the jumper. Beautiful relationship. Possibly you guys both appreciate beauty, Venusian things, art and music and food and all of those enjoyments of life. But I'm going to go for another one. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with Scorpio in their committed relationship area. What's going on with Scorpio here? It looks like it's amazing. I'm pretty impressed. Can you tell me anything? Creation. So you manifested this, Scorpio. So we were talking about your ability to manifest. You manifested this relationship. Creation. Interesting, it's the Beaver moon, and that's the Scorpio moon. I think that's the moon we just had, the full moon we just had. So, I mean, maybe look that up. Off the top of my head, I recall someone was saying it's the Beaver moon. That was the Scorpio full moon recently. So this is probably when maybe you had a download that this is for real. But you guys are in a beautiful place with that. Is there anything else you can tell me about this person for Scorpio that they might like to know? Anything else about this person for Scorpio? So Five of Pentacles. So this person may have previously had a lot of anxiety Maybe that whether you were going to be interested in them or not, or whether it was going to work out, they really care about this. Yeah, so maybe they felt a little left out, but let's see now. Anything else about them? Nine of Wands. So Nine of Wands. So that's kind of like the final push. That's the final push when you're pushing up a mountain. So I'm getting like maybe this wasn't the easiest. You guys had stuff to work out between the two of you. Maybe there was some game playing previously or something like that. Maybe you got honest with them in true Scorpio fashion and made them come out with their feelings, which they were afraid to show. But it was kind of the final push to this moment. Like you guys worked hard for this. And it did show that earlier with the Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, for those of you that are getting into a committed relationship right now, it's looking good. It's very practical. You guys have the skills, the ability, you have the magician to manifest this. Let's go now for the job. Again, it's saying new job, new job. So I'm getting that you moved on to a new job, and also that it's something you do on your own. It's very much of your own making. So that's what I'm getting for that. I just wanted to run over here to your 11th house, 10 of water in reverse, and temperance. So 11th house is social groups and friends around you, any kind of group you're involved in. Can be social media and stuff like that. Looks like you're moderating your involvement with social media, or that keeping it in perspective with other things in your life. If you had been dating on social media, it looks like you're probably not going further with that, maybe ending that. Temperance is really just about kind of a transformation that's not easy. If you see chemical reactions, they usually involve a transmutation of different elements, and it produces heat because there's a lot of energy that's released, or energy can be taken in an endothermic. But basically, it's a pretty rough situation. So there may have been some kind of rough situation for you, Scorpio. Let me look at your 8th house, and that is Two of Earth. Okay, so there were two jobs. You may have been working two jobs or had two, financial pursuits. And again, we have the Hanged Man about money. So, so still, like, you're still waiting for the money. You're still waiting for the money. And again, I say it's coming. It's coming. It's pretty solid here. So that's what's interesting for you. I think we covered most of what I'm really excited about this relationship. Tell me anything else you can tell me about Scorpio in December. Like, is there something else that Scorpio needs to know for December? Okay, so basically we're looking at it's self-reflection. Let me show them to you. Keeping them to myself over here. Self-reflection, realization, and the void. So this is really, it's kind of about a meditative energy. What it is really looking within, looking to yourself for your strength, looking to yourself for manifestation, or whatever you're doing. Self-examination within the relationship. But it's not saying that you're responsible for any. You are responsible in the sense that you're manifesting, but it's sort of a more objective view of things than you've ever had. So being able to, and that's part of the psychic energy that's coming through. You're able to see things in a very real light right now in December, and thus you have the downloads and you have the realizations. And this this is basically gifted to you, and I think it's staying with you. I mean, not just through December, but this is a new opening, a new way of operating in your life. So I'm feeling that I'm feeling like the new job, the relationship, it's almost like a new you. I didn't get the death card. I got the new start for the job, but I do feel like this has been probably because this is not sudden. It's not a death and rebirth in the sense. It's been a stepping stone, step by step by step. You've come into your own. You're coming into your own person. Is what I'm getting from that. What else can I tell you? Let me get one more card. This is the Oracle of Mystical Moments. Let's see if anything wants to come through from Spirit directly. Anything we can tell Scorpio? Anything else that Scorpio needs to know? Spicy. The art of seduction. So this is about being able to, I know that Scorpio can tell it like it is, but this is about coaxing things out of someone. So this is probably advice for your relationship going forward. Art of seduction. There's many ways to get from point A to point B, and this is one of the ways that it's suggesting, and it's saying like how you say things or how you express yourself. And I don't think anybody can do it better than a Scorpio. Maybe a Libra can do it pretty well too. But it's just about being able to get your point across in a very very attractive way. So good, Scorpio. For those of you in a new relationship, congratulations. It looks like you're about to start something amazing. Take care. Enjoy the holidays, especially this year. And I'll talk to you later.